Facts First presents 18 objects discovered in deserts that turned out to be worth a bucket load of money. Most deserts are vast lands of absolute nothingness. With no life out in the desert, it's hard to know what's out there at all. People who have set out in the desert looking for buried treasure, they usually come out empty. But others have found some items of value out there. And we have 18 objects discovered that turned out to be worth a bucket load of money. We'll share the list in just a moment. First, help us spread the word about Facts First by clicking that like button. Also, be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. The Forgotten Winchester. This is a Winchester 1873 rifle that was made in 1882. A team of archaeologists was working in the Great Basin National Park in Nevada when they found the gun leaning on a juniper tree. They have no idea how it got there or who left it. The gun originally cost $25, but today it is worth thousands. Atari video games. Atari could not sell over 700,000 video game cartridges, so they put them in a New Mexico landfill, and for years rumors about this swirled. In 2013, a film company decided to do a documentary and find out the truth, and they found it. They found about 1,300 games. Some went to the New Mexico Museum of Space History, others were sold at auction, and they raised $107,000 by selling 800 of the games. A 2,200-year-old coin. In 2010, researchers from the University of Michigan and the University of Minnesota they found a very rare ancient coin. It weighed about an ounce, and it was found in the city of Tel Kedesh in northern Israel. It was the heaviest coin of the highest value ever found in Israel. Fire of Australia Opal. Walter Bartram found an uncut opal that weighed a bit under 5,000 carats in 1946. He was in South Australia in a town called Cobber-Petty. He sold the opal for $362,000 to the South Australian Museum. That was actually less than it was worth, but he wanted the opal to remain in his homeland. The Ten Commandments film set. The 1923 film The Ten Commandments was filmed in the desert of Guadalupe, California. It was shot during the silent movie era that included a 12-story tall pharaoh's city. There was also a 15-foot-tall replica of the Sphinx. It was believed to have been blown up after filming, however, the natural actions of the desert just buried it, and when it was uncovered, it was shocking. Abandoned Ferrari. There were only 399 Ferrari Enzos ever made. In 2016, one of them was found deserted in the desert. Interpol had no idea how it got there, but it is believed to have either been stolen or bought with dirty money. Since it was discovered, it has been sitting in a police impound lot in the deserts of Dubai. The Mojave Nugget. The Mojave Nugget is the largest nugget of gold ever to be found in California. Ever since the gold rush, people have been searching California for gold. Ty Paulson was one of them, and in 1977 he found the nugget in the Stringer District. The nugget weighs 11 pounds. At the current gold prices, it would cost $210,000. The Death Mask of Tutankhamun. This death mask is one of the most iconic of all ancient artifacts found in the Egyptian desert. A British Egyptologist named Howard Carter discovered the mask in 1925 in Tutankhamun's tomb in the Valley of the Kings. He was the first to see the mask in over 3,250 years. The worth is actually impossible to estimate. Bom Jesus Shipwreck. Finding a shipwreck in the middle of the desert? That sounds strange, but it came to stall in a lagoon 500 years ago. Since then, the water has dried up and has become part of the Namib Desert on the west coast of southern Africa. It was uncovered by miners working for De Beers in 2016. When the ship was excavated, they found a treasure chest filled with gold coins. Score! Libyan desert glass. This glass was found in the eastern Sahara. Scientists believe that it came from meteorites that exploded and melted on the desert floor 26 million years ago. Its worth is unknown. $2 billion worth of aluminum. Smelted aluminum worth over $2 billion was found in the Mexican desert near the U.S. border. An aluminum industry executive named Jeff Henderson found the aluminum while flying over the desert. It's believed that a Chinese businessman named Liu Ehongtian was the one who hid the metal in a plan to avoid the tariffs. He denies doing that, but somebody had to put it there. Buried fighter jet. Saddam Hussein buried dozens of Russian-built MiG-25 and Su-25 fighter jets in the desert west of Baghdad. In 2003, an international team was searching the area for weapons of mass destruction when they uncovered it. It's believed that they were buried in the sand so that the U.S. wouldn't have access to them. The Copper Scroll. This is one of the Dead Sea Scrolls that was discovered in the Israeli desert in 1952. Unlike the other Dead Sea Scrolls, this one was written in copper rather than on parchment. It's a religious text which told of the hiding places of silver and gold artifacts. Buddhist Treasures. The Gobi Desert is one of the most remote places on Earth, yet it's where Buddhist treasures were found in 2009. In the 1930s, a monk named Tudev hid 64 crates of relics and artifacts in the desert. He hid them to keep the communist troops from getting their hands on them. He told his grandson about the treasure in the 90s, and in 2009 his grandson found them and dug them up. The treasures, which include manuscripts, artwork, and statues, are priceless. Rosetta Stone. The Rosetta Stone was found in 1799 in Egypt by a Frenchman working for Napoleon. It's from 196 BC, and the writings helped us learn more about Egyptian history. Today it can be found in the British Museum in London. Meteorite from Mars. In the Western Sahara, near the Moroccan city of Smara, a Martian meteorite was found. It weighed just under 2 ounces, and slivers of it are being sold online for $500. 2,700-year-old marijuana. In 2008, archaeologists found 2 pounds of marijuana in a 2,700-year-old grave in the Gobi Desert. Analysts showed that it's lost its potency by now, so it wouldn't get you high. We don't know the cost of marijuana in China back then, but today, in Colorado, if it would actually get you high, it cost you about $846. The Boot of Cortez. The Boot of Cortez is the largest gold nugget discovered in the Western Hemisphere. In 1989, a man bought a metal detector from Radio Shack and searched the desert around Sonora in Mexico. The nugget weighed over 24 pounds, and it sold at auction in 2008 for $1,553,500. Subscribe for more.